Hi all. In this lecture, we'll see about organization and team structures. That is, in a software organization, the whole team will be structured in some manner, and also the individual project teams will also be structured in a particular manner. So there are some standard ways in software organizations how the organization structure will be and how the teams will be structured. There are some standard ways that is usually followed in software companies. So we will see those organization structure and team structure. So first we will see about organization structure. Organization structure. So mainly there are three ways organizations are structured. One is the functional format manner, second is project format, and third is metrics format. So we will see these three structures. So in this functional format, the team members or the staff, development staff are divided into different functional groups like requirements group, design group, coding, testing, project management, maintenance. Like that, there will be different functional groups. So the whole organization will be divided based on the functions performed by the team or by the person. So if a project team, first project team, one requires some designers, they will hire from this functional group. So the top management will be there. So there will be some managers, functional managers, who will be assigning some design team to the project team. So if project team N requires some testing and project management team, they will hire from this functional groups. So in this way, they divide. So in functional formatting, the whole organization is divided into different functional groups based on the functions they perform. Okay. So here the advantage is all the team members. If you take designers, the designers will be performing design alone. So they will be expert in designing a project, or the coding team will be always coding some project. So they will be expert in coding. And also, since we require good communication among different teams, because if project team, when the project starts, they will hire some requirements team, and the requirements team will complete the requirement analysis, and after that they will be giving some documents to the next team. So it will be the next team will be design team. So design team will be different from the requirements team. So if they want to design it completely, they need proper documentation. So the requirements team will be completely document whatever they do, and it will be that those documents will be given to the design team. So after completion of design, the design documents will be given to another team, that is the coding team. So there will be good quality documents in the case of functional groups, because each team should give good documentation. Then only the other teams can complete the project. So here the important thing is good quality documentation is produced after every activity. So that's about functional format. Then second type of format that organizations follow is project format. So here the development staff are divided based on the project for which they are work. So there is a top management team, and if there are n number of projects, all the people will be divided into n different teams. So here, if project team 1 starts, first project is started, then what it does is he will take all the members required for that project. So all the analysis design, number of programmers that will be required, everything will be analyzed first, and it will be assigned to that particular project. And the same team will carry out all the life cycle activities in the project. So that is the difference between the functional formatting and project format. In the project format, the same team, if we are giving 20 programmers for a particular project, 20 members or 20 staff for a particular project, then the whole 20 staff will be performing analysis, design, coding, testing, everything will be done by those 20 people. So here the developer undertakes different life cycle activities in a project. So first he will be performing the analysis. Then after that he will do the same program. The same person will be will do the design. The same person will do the coding. After that he will do the testing. Like that it will go on. So here the main problem is poor manpower utilization will be there, because some most of the time some of the people will have idle work. They will not have any work to do. Maybe if there are some testers in the team, they will have to wait until the completion of the coding. Okay, so most of the time there will be idle members sitting in the project. So it is wastage of resources will happen in this project format. Then we will see the advantages of this functional formatting over this project formatting. The first one is ease of staffing. So in function format, staffing is very easy, because we have different set of functional groups. So if we want designers, we can take from that designer pool and assign to some project. So it is very easy to do the staffing in the case of function format. And we have already mentioned that production of good quality documents. Since the design team, the coding team will be different from the design team, so the design team should produce good quality documents. Then only the coding team can do the coding work. So there will be good quality documents in the case of function formatting. And the third advantage is job specialization. Since those people will be specialized in those roles. So designers will always be performing the design. So they will be always designing some kind of project. If they if they complete one design of a particular project, then the team will be assigned to some other project for designing that project. So if it is a large organization, there will be always work there, and there will be always designers will be always designing different kinds of projects, and so they will become experts in that design area, or they will be expert in the coding area, and the analysis they will be expert in the analysis area, and also there will be efficient handling of problems associated with manpower turnover. Because in software industry, always the people in the software working in the software industry will leave that company and they will be jumping to some other company. So in the case of functional formatting, we can properly manage that manpower turnover, because even if some designers leave, there will be some designers in the company who are specialized in design. So that problem associated with manpower turnover can be minimized in the case of this functional formatting, because there will be some person who will be knowing to do the coding or testing of the software. So manpower turnover can be minimized in this case, and also if you see, we have already seen the Rayleigh distribution curve. In the functional formatting, we can efficiently utilize that manpower using that Rayleigh curve distribution also. So that is another advantage of this function formatting. Then there are some disadvantages of this function format also. One of the disadvantages, it is difficult to fill slots for some roles, because there will be always job rotation. So there will be always in the project format. In the project format, there will be always job rotation among the team members. That is, each team member can perform the role of the designer, coder, tester, etc. So in the case of function formatting, a particular person will be performing a single job itself. So in some cases, like maintenance team, the maintenance team will be performing maintenance of different softwares. Testing team will be performing only testing of different projects in the case of functional format. So there will be shortage of people in certain roles like maintenance, testing. So since skilled developers or skilled team won't be available in the case of maintenance or testing or coding groups, we require skilled people. So those people may not be available. So that's a problem with this functional formatting. Another problem is Also, certain projects will require specialized domain areas rather than functional areas. We might require domain experts. For example, if we might require some expert in communication area or some expert in machine learning area. So it will be difficult to find such people in the case of functional formatting. And this functional format is not suitable for small organization because small organization will have only a limited number of projects. Then if we assign some designers for a particular project, after that design is over, that team will now have no other work if there is no other project for that organization. So it is difficult to do. It is not suitable. It is not suitable for small organizations. So these are the disadvantages of function format. Then comes the third type of formatting that is followed in most of the companies. That is the matrix format. Matrix format. So here it takes advantages of both functional and project structures. Here what we do is we have different functional groups. Like in the functional format, we have different functional groups. There will be design team, coding team, there will be testing team. So there will be different functional groups, and there will be a functional manager for each group. For the analysis, there will be one functional manager. For the design, there will be another functional manager. Like that, there will be different functional managers. And for each project, there will be one project manager. So we ask the functional manager for a particular number of designers, for a particular number of coders, like that. He will ask the functional manager, and the functional manager will assign the team for the project manager. So like this, it will go on. So there will be different projects working there will be different projects that is run in the company. So what they will do is each project manager will request a functional manager. So if this project manager requires some analysis team, so he will request that analysis manager to assign 3 analysis or 2 analysis for this project. Like that, different number of people can be obtained. So in this way, we can organize this. So there is some problem with this matrix organization also. It depends on the authority of this functional manager or the project manager. It means that if the functional managers are very strong and they have the authority, or they have the authority over these project managers, then the assignment will depend on this functional manager. So he might assign good people or bad people because he is the authority. He is a boss. He might be a boss over this of this project manager. So project manager will have no voice. So whatever that functional manager assigns, he has to take those people. So that is a problem with this thing. And also in the opposite manner can also happen. The project managers may be the boss of this functional manager. Then the opposite thing happens. So the project manager will say that I want this person for this particular project. Like that, he will be the boss. So these are the 2 problems. So there will be always the 2 important problems are the first problem is there will be always conflict between this functional manager and project manager or allocation of this workers. And also the second thing is there will be always a frequent shifting of workers for different projects. So after one project is complete, that team will be shifted to some other project. Like that, it will go on working like this. So these are the 3 ways of organization structure. Next, we will see about the team structure. So how each project team will be structured. So we have already seen the organization as a whole, how it is structured. Next is how each project team will be structured. So this addresses the issue of organization of the individual project teams. So we have mainly 3 types of team structures. One is chief programmer team, and second is democratic team, and the third is mixed team organization. So we will see each one. First one is the chief programmer team. So in this chief programmer team, there will be a project manager, and all the other team members will be reporting directly to the project manager. So a senior engineer will be will provide the technical leadership, and he will be designated as a project manager. He will be designated as a project manager. And the chief programmer, what this chief programmer will do is he will partition the task into different small activities, and he will assign those tasks to the each team member. So these are the team members. These are the team members. He assigns those to the team members, and he verifies and integrates the products developed by the different team members. So the chief programmer will be responsible for verifying and integrating the products developed by the team members. Okay, so this is the chief programmer team. So the problem with this chief programmer team is there will be a lower team morale, because the chief programmer will be constantly supervising the team members. So there will be team morale will be different, will be low. Okay, and also it inhibits the original thinking of the programmer, because he will be the team members will be constantly monitored by the chief programmer, and the individual programmers might not have any voice. And also the second problem is it is subject to single point failure. So success or failure depends on the chief programmer. So the whole responsibility and the authority of the programmer is the project is assigned to the chief programmer. So there is a chance of single point failure. Okay. Then the second type is democratic team structure. So here, as the name implies, it is like this. It does not enforce any formal team hierarchy. There is no hierarchy. So all these are software engineers. They can all communicate together. So there is no particular team member or leader, anything like that. So they will communicate with each other. So all these are software engineers. But there will be a manager. There will be a manager who will take the administrative leadership, and maybe that leadership will be taken among these software engineers, and one of them assumes at a particular time, then they rotate that leadership also. So here manager provides administrative leadership, then different members of the group provide technical leadership. So there will be a manager, and also there will be a technical leadership. So different members will, on rotation basis, they will be taking this technical leadership. So this leads to higher morale and job satisfaction, because there is no controlling power authority here. So they can do their individual work. They can do work on their own intuitions and all. So there will be job satisfaction will be more in the case of this thing. Then also it suffers from less manpower turnover, because even if some persons leave the program, some project and leaves the company also, some other people can take charge and do the activities. And it is appropriate for less understood problems, because there will be always communication among these team members. So if the project, if it is ill-defined problem, they can communicate well, and they can find innovative solutions also. And it is suitable for projects requiring less than 5 or 6 engineers, because communication is important in the case of democratic team. So if it is less number of developers, it will be very good. For research-oriented projects also, this democratic team will be very good. For large-size projects, it becomes chaotic, because it will be difficult to communicate among all these team members. So that is a problem with this democratic team organization. And also it encourages egoless programming, because each programmer will be sharing and reviewing others' work. So there is no ego among these programmers. So that is important in the case of software engineering. So if there is no ego among the team members, then there will be, definitely that project will be a good success also. Then the third type of team organization is mixed team control team organization. So it incorporates both hierarchical reporting and democratic system. So here we have a project manager. There will be some senior engineers. Under each senior engineers, there will be some software engineers doing the project. And the communication, there will be communication among these software engineers. And they will be reporting to this senior engineer, like in the uh, the first structure, like the chief programmer structure, and there will be communication among these software engineers, like in the democratic team, and they will be reporting to the senior engineer, and there will be communication among this dotted line refers communication. So there will be communication among the senior engineers, and these senior engineers will be reporting to the project manager. So this has the advantages of both the it takes both the advantages of the chief programmer and the democratic team. So this way, mixed control team organization is also there. Then we'll see some of the characteristics that a good software engineer should have. So these are some of the characteristics. Usually companies when they recruit, they will be seeing whether these characteristics are there for a particular person. So one is exposure to systematic techniques. That is, he should have knowledge about software engineering principles. Then he should have good technical knowledge of the project areas, all the domain knowledge he should have. Then good programming ability should be there, and he should have good communication skills, that is oral, written, and interpersonal skills should be there. Then high motivation should be there, sound knowledge of fundamentals of computer science, then intelligence, ability to work in a team, discipline, like that it goes on. So these are some of the characteristics that a good software engineer should possess. So that's all about staffing. Thank you.